understand that that major just got cut?
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, I did.
Art as a practice and study has always been controversial at universities, and this problem is only amplified at STEM and research-oriented universities like Purdue. Because of Purdue's and other universities' focus on research, which gains them academic prestige and fame, they often overlook the arts as a real and useful discipline. According to Reza Cassidy and Walter Wimmer's A Taxonomy of Prestige-Seeking University Students, Strategic Insights for Higher Education, prestige is the highest contributor to decisions made in universities. While this is not inherently problematic, the issue derives from the lack of attention and care to other programs. At Purdue, I believe art and design is hurt the most by the lack of care and attention provided for non-research pursuits. Art does not bring prestige, but according to Elizabeth Damaris and John Robb's Art Mix Society, in a introductory visual essay, art and design is incredibly important to STEM students. Art and design is all around us. It's just the way that we look at and interact with the world. STEM majors and engineers may be able to make functional structures and adaptations for society, but designers breathe life into these advancements. Most people don't even realize how much of their life is impacted by the behind-the-scenes designers that work to problem solve and create a more welcoming and dynamic world. Think about the renovations to University Hall, or to Beering, or to the Memorial Union. Every decision was thought over by designers to make the most welcoming and careful composition possible. Engaging in different pursuits is also beneficial to a well-rounded education. Learning a variety of skills and knowledge is crucial to getting the most out of your education and just ensuring success in the working world, where you will have to constantly work with people of other pursuits. Because of the focus on prestige and monetary value in academics, art is usually placed on the margins when it comes to importance.
So how do you feel like your experience is different from that of a STEM major?
Different from a STEM. Well, just feel like art education is, even education in general is just like undermined. It's not really like, people don't think it's hard and they think it's like fun. Just doing it for fun.
Yeah.
For fun, and that's so great. And like, wow, you're so great for doing that. It's like, thanks. Mm-hmm. Yes, so many backhanded compliments. And it's like nice that they're like trying to, I don't know, make an effort to like try to make you feel included.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, but it also does come across as like rude sometimes and like condescending almost. Like, oh, I wish I could like do shapes all day. It's like, it's not just doing shapes all day. Like, yeah. When I talk about my stuff, like, oh, I have a lot of stuff to do at the studio. I have to do this and this. It's like, for me, I feel like that's equated to like studying for an exam or a test or something. But to her, it's kind of like fun. And it can be fun, but it's also I have to do it. It's not like I'm just like doing whatever I want.
Do you feel like you're taken seriously at Purdue?
No, definitely not. Like I said, with any education major, I always see like posts online about like, oh, education majors, boo, art majors, boo, and like, I barely know any art ed people, so it's kind of hard to even connect with other art ed people and share how I'm feeling with them. But the couple people I have met that are art ed, they feel the same, that it's like, just people don't really care about art education, and it's like, it's easy and not really important as STEM.
Yeah. Do you feel taken care of as an art student at Purdue?
I actually do. Like, I feel like content with like how I'm taken care of. Like, the professors I have are usually very nice, and they enjoy what they do, and it makes you like enjoy what you're doing in their class. And especially since they're professors, they can give like me advice on like teaching as well. So I feel like I'm definitely like taken care of I think it's isolating when I make it isolating, which I kind of, like, I really like coming in to the studio, like, late at night because I like being by myself sometimes. But then when, like, you have a project that's due the next day and you have all your classmates and they're, like, rushing, it's, like, kind of a good time to bond. And I feel like it's also easier to ask questions to your peers and, like, just get to know people better. So I think it's helped me meet so many people.
Yeah.
And even people that aren't even, like, in my class. Like, I met you and you were not even in my class. I feel like in PAL, like, people are so willing to just, like, talk to someone that's just, like, passing by, or, like, it's really nice.
Why do you think a push for art and like the importance of art is so important at a STEM school like Purdue?
I love art. Like, it's so great. Even if you're, like, I know some people that are, like, physics majors or, like, health and science majors that come and do an art class just for maybe that's another reason why people are like, oh, art, it's just for fun. Because they do classes, like, art classes just for fun and, like, to be relaxed. And, that might be part of it. But, I think it's really important to, like, keep having art classes because it gives, like, other majors an opportunity to, like, come see what art, like, PAL is about and, like, what art majors are doing and be creative, because I feel like sometimes when you're in STEM, you might not be able to have a lot of, like, you're not practicing your creativity. And, like, I think, like, being creative is just, like, it's so great. It helps you in so many ways, like your stress levels, clearing your mind, and just, like, you just have fun with it. Like, I just think it's great to have art classes.
Okay, I need your full name and spelling. Rosalind Ling, Rosalynd, Ling, Lingg.
Okay, and then your major
Visual communication design.
and your year.
2026. I'm a senior. Fourth year. Okay, my year is like 2026 though. Like, that's the year I'm graduating.
That's fair.
That's my class year.
That's fair. It's
I never know how to answer that question.
That's okay.
I'm a senior.
Okay. How would you generally describe your experience as an art major at Purdue?
I'd say it's pretty good. All of my friends really like my work. And there's a lot of, like, good opportunities to, like, exhibit your stuff around campus. We just did our senior show in the Pringle Gallery, or is it the roof? It was the Patty, I can't even remember the name of the gallery. It was the gallery in the PAL building. And that was a really, like, good experience. On the flip side of that though, with some of the people that I've met here, my accomplishments do get kind of brushed off pretty often, like with grades and things like that. I usually get the comment like, because that's like, you're an art major. So that's like not a fun experience to have. But there are like a lot of people here who are like, I don't know, really respectful of that. I think it's also because it's such like a big campus that you have like a lot of people from different backgrounds and different majors, and a lot of people with varying opinions on like what's important or not. And I think navigating that through school, like as a senior, has been something that's just like, I don't know, helped me grow as a person too, to not really take stuff to heart so much. But like with the faculty and everything in my actual program, it's been a great experience. I think I like get all the support I need. And that they're always like wanting us to put ourselves out there and submit to like competitions that are like national and international. So like I do feel really supported, but there also is still that side that, I don't know, you kind of just feel like not as good as everybody else, but I think that just goes along with being in the arts instead. So
what you are describing to me kind of sounds like there is a community within the arts department. What is it like to have the backing of, you know, your people, your art people?
I think it's great. I think especially you get so close to your class and your like your classmates and everybody in your major. through like late nights and like studying, and everybody's so supportive of each other. I don't really think I've had an experience here where I've really felt like, I don't know, like I've had to like compare myself to my classmates. Like it's just a really welcoming environment, I'd say, or at least like my grade is. You just get really close to the people in your grade. Yeah, we just like fostered a really good community between ourselves, and our professors like always support that too.
Do you feel like the arts department as a whole is kind of separated from the rest of campus?
I would say it definitely is, simply because it's like in one building, and I will tell like my other friends about it. I was like, oh, like I'm at the Powell building all day, and they're like, what building is that? And I'm like, oh, it's on the opposite side of State Street, like from the Union. And they're like, I've never been over there. So sometimes they don't really know that work goes up in the gallery here. So they'll see it in Stewart. So like I think there's a big disconnect, and I wish we had a bit more like, I don't know, advertising for our gallery, because we do have a lot of cool artists that come in. And I just wish it was more like, I don't know, combined with the rest of the campus, I would say. Or like at least, I don't know, I guess it's like hard because the schools are so big, but at least like within the liberal arts college, I wish we communicated more with them, because we do have like career fairs and stuff, and we don't really get, as the arts department, a lot of representation at the career fair, even within the liberal arts college.
Do you have a lot of friends like outside the art and design like department at Purdue?
Yeah, all the people I live with are different majors. I think there's maybe 2 or 3 friends that I have that are all within the same college. Besides that, they're all in different colleges here. So, I don't know, I guess I've carved my own path with finding friends outside of my classes.
Do you feel like there's stigma when you tell people outside of your major that, or outside of the arts and design department at Purdue, do you think that there's like a little bit of stigma when you tell them what your major is, or that you tell them that you're in art, or what classes that you're in?
For sure. I've gotten that a couple times from engineering students. It is an engineering school, so that's to be expected. But I think it's like they just don't really hold a lot of respect for my major, or at least that's what I've been told. It hasn't happened recently, but I get that a lot freshman and sophomore year. But also that was from other people who were freshmen and sophomores and super excited about what they were going to be doing at school. So like, I guess, I don't know, there was a lot of like inflated egos. But now that we're all like actually adults and understand like how to respect each other as like juniors and seniors, we don't get that as much.
What is it like being, having your work be downplayed, especially when there's so many nights spent in the studio until like 3, 4 in the morning?
I think like it kind of hurts a little bit when I do discuss my work, because everything in the arts programs is time-based. So like my friends talk about like, I was able to do this class and I get this done for the week, and I'm only in class this long, and I'm like, I'm in the studio this long every week, and then I'm in the studio after that. They're like, but that's easy work because it's art, and it's really not. It's just a different way of thinking, and it's patience. It's a lot of patience. I don't know, I just wish people would respect that like I put a lot of time into my stuff instead of being like I could do this for fun. I don't know. I think a lot of it too is like, since you do put so much time into it, you kind of like want that respect, or at least acknowledgement that like you put a lot of effort into it, even if the result isn't that good. And I think since it is like an art as opposed to like studying for a big exam, you don't get that same kind of like respect. I hope that like answered the question.
Yeah.
I got sidetracked in my own brain about it.
No, it's perfect. No, it's great. Is there anything else that like you think that you would like to comment on that you don't think that we've talked about so far?
Like within the school or outside of like the school of arts?
I guess it's just like on the topic of what we've been talking about.
I would say the one thing that has come to my attention more as I've gone through the program is we do have students from other colleges who come into our classes, like drawing classes and things like that, thinking it's going to be really easy. And it's almost kind of insulting. when they don't take the class seriously, which I think is actually ties back into a couple of the questions you asked, with our like kind of program being held in a lower regard by some people or different like colleges, or I guess things not being like considered as important, because they'll come in and they'll just like do the minimum amount of work. They'll always turn stuff in late. They're like, I ran out of time. And I think like it doesn't really connect sometimes with some of those students that like that is all that the arts are. Is you're putting in your time and your effort, like it's a labor of love, is doing art, even though you're doing it for like grades and you're doing it for a career. You're still doing it because it's what you're passionate about. So like that aspect of, I don't know, getting those students in there that don't really care about it that much in this one easy class kind of hurts a little bit. I wish they just had some more respect for us in those classroom settings at least.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much.
Of course. I hope I answered the question.
No, you did. You know. Okay. Can I get your full name and the spelling?
Yes. Marty Cabalius, Marticabales. And then you said?
Just the full name and spelling so far.
Okay.
And then what are you studying?
I'm studying industrial design.
And what year are you in school?
Freshman.
Yeah. Okay. What is it like working in the arts department?
It's a really cool, it's a pretty small program, so I think everybody kind of knows each other. It's a good program. I like that everybody kind of helps each other out.
Would you say it's kind of like a community?
I would say that, yeah, for sure.
Do you think that the art community that you've been a part of at least is almost like separated from the rest of the school?
I would say that, yeah. I think like the people who are in the program usually don't branch out much into the rest of the subjects, and it's the same like other direction, like vice versa. So.
What do you like? What's been the most difficult part about adjusting to being like an art major here at Purdue?
I feel like any other student in the sense that like we all have kind of a lot of work to do, and I still have GEs with the rest of the school, so I think the main thing would be maybe sometimes when I tell people that I'm in design, they kind of give me a look like they kind of like have a different reaction from other majors.
What is it like getting that reaction when like I'm sure as in industrial design, I'm sure you've been here, until like 3 a.m. at times. So what is it like getting a reaction like that as someone who works so hard?
It's kind of disappointing, I think, because I mostly get that reaction from like specifically engineering and like other like of this main STEM majors, and it's kind of just like it doesn't really bother me that much, but it kind of goes to show how some of the other majors don't really take design and like the arts that seriously. So it bugs me a little bit, but it's not bad.
What do you think is so important to emphasize art and design at a STEM school?
I think the most important thing that people always forget is that like there are elements of art in everything. Like I think you can't really have an industry that doesn't involve the arts at least a little bit. Like even if it's something that you wouldn't think would be involved, like medicine, there's still somebody who's going to be designing those tools. Usually those people have arts backgrounds. There's going to be people who are designing the logos. There's going to be people designing how like hospitals look. So I think the biggest thing that people overlook is how the arts are part of everything, or integrated in everything. The people that I'm friends with don't necessarily have like a negative reaction, but you can kind of tell that they have no idea really what I do in any of my classes, because I'll tell them like, oh yeah, I'm taking this class in like computer modeling, or like I spent a bunch of time in the wood shop or whatever, and they'll be like, what is that? Like I think it's just like, if anything, it's just like that they're withdrawn from it and they don't know anything about it.
Is there anything that you'd like to touch on that you don't think that we've spoken about yet?
sure, I could go more into how arts are part of everything. Like, I think that's the biggest thing is, like, I feel like of all the things, or of all of the programs and majors that we have at Purdue, like, I think people usually know at least a little bit of what goes on with, like, the other liberal arts, like history and English and, I don't know, psychology. But I feel like the arts and design in particular are probably the most, I want to say unknown. Like, I think people, that was like my biggest thing is I'll tell people what I do and they have no idea what I'm talking about.
Okay, so if I can get your name and like your full name and the spelling.
My name's Madeline Barnard, Madalynbarnard.
Okay, and then your year in school
I'm a sophomore,
and your major.
and I'm in VCD.
All right.
I think overall it's pretty good. It's like art is a smaller section of Purdue, obviously, so it's smaller class sizes, which I think helps a lot. So, like one-on-one with the professors, like usually pretty good interactions, like good feedback on stuff like that.
Do you feel like you're kind of taken care of in their classes?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Do your friends kind of like express feeling the same way?
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
What is is there any kind of like stigma about being an art student at Purdue? Have you taken other classes like in other disciplines?
I've taken like general classes, but I don't know. Not that I've noticed. Not really.
No, you
A
don't
lot
feel
of
like.
people like when I say my major, they're like, "Oh, that's so fun!" Like, but so I'd say it's like people would think it's like not as like a serious major, considering like Purdue's like an engineering school, but nothing like too crazy. I don't think.
Does it kind of make you feel a certain way when they're saying like, "Oh, it's fun," especially when you're at POW at like 10, knowing that you're gonna have to be here until like the early hours of the morning?
Yeah, I guess like I understand where people like get that like it's fun. Like I definitely do agree. It's definitely more of like a fun type of major than like engineering or something more like STEM. But there is still like a lot of like work and like a lot of hours and like a lot of stress and stuff that still goes into it. Like despite it being more like one of the fun majors. Does that make sense?
No, it absolutely does. What do you think it's like trying to make friends within the arts?
I think it's usually pretty easy, again, with like the smaller class sizes, and especially within VCD, there's only like 16 of us, and especially right now with like review tomorrow, like we're all like trauma bonding, and like, so it's really easy just to like talk to people and make friends immediately, because like we're going through all the same things and everything.
Do you feel like there's kind of like a community within the arts department at Purdue?
I don't know about like the whole arts department. I only really know like the design majors. But I would say within the design, like there definitely is. Everybody kind of knows everybody, and like professor-wise, like you said, no, they'll like say hi to you and stuff like that. So I'd say yes within that.
Do you have friends like outside of your major?
I do.
Or like, sorry, outside of I guess like art and design majors?
Yeah.
Where do you usually meet them?
Well, I'm an off-campus student, so it was like I don't have like a ton of campus friends outside my major, but through like clubs and stuff like that, I'm part of like Boiler Catholics, so I know like a lot of people through that. But then just like random connections through other classes as well. But,
Yeah.
it's kind of typical stuff.
How do you like being an art and design major at Purdue?
I like it.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah.
Can you expand on that a little bit?
It's a good program, I think. Like obviously when you think of Purdue, you don't really think of arts, but it still does really have a good graphic design program. Just recently it came out, like we were ranked, I think like nationwide, we were like 70 or something, which is like pretty high for art.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I like it. It's been a good experience so far. I think the professors, like, they know what they're doing, and they're, I don't know,
I like it.
What do you make of what do you make of certain majors being cut? I know art education as a major just got cut at
Really?
Purdue. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But it's actually kind of surprising to me. I know people that were in that in the past. I don't know. Well, I just said it was surprising, but I guess it is like art in general. It is a smaller section, so I guess it doesn't super surprise me. My major actually VCD, it used to be bigger.
Mhm.
Like the senior class, they had 60 people in VCD. In our class, we only had 16. But it's because so we go through review and they only keep 30 people. So the senior class, they literally cut in half. So they made a new major for them that doesn't have to go through review. And so everyone's like choosing that now. So like we're not really sure what VCD is gonna, like if people are gonna keep doing VCD in the future. I don't know.
Oh god, I had a question. Do you feel like the arts department and community is kind of like separated a bit from the STEM community? I know that you talked about other clubs that you were in, but like, I guess as an art major myself, like I don't feel like I necessarily have that much interaction with the other programs on campus.
I would agree. Like outside of like club things like in that aspect, like I have a few like general classes, but other than that, like I'm always at POW. I'm always like in art buildings and like around art people. So, yeah.
Is there anything that you would like to talk about that you don't feel like we've touched on?
I don't think so.
Awesome. Thank you so much.